pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Have a seat. We'll begin with roll call.
Okay, Ronald Knuff.
Present.
Kenneth Hall.
Present.
Bonnie Almond will be absent. Trevor Stone.
Here.
Ronald Glassick.
Present.
Judith Haldeman.
Here.
Jason Donahue.
Present.
Mason Smolinack will be absent. Judy Kutzler.
Here.
Mayor Anthony Pristak.
Present.
We need an approval for the minutes of the public workshop meeting held on May 2nd, 2024, and the regular public meeting held on May 16th. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion made to approve by Mr. Donahue. Second,
Second.
by Mr. Hall. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Hearing of persons present. If you have anything to say, please come to the microphone, state your name for the record.
My name is Ronald Landecker, and I reside at 23 West 4th Street, and this is my wife Charlotte. We are applying for a handicapped parking sign. I'm going to give you a little information as to why that we consider. Pertaining to my wife's medical conditions and mine. Basically, we both suffer from arthritis. This condition impairs our everyday living. The pain in the shoulder and the lower back, which radiates into the sciatic nerve, down into the legs and feet when it's bad. We've been going to a doctor, pain management doctor for 8 to 10 years. My wife is going there 10 years, I'm going there 8. Both of us have injections that go into the spine. They generally give us some relief, but the pain continues to come back. The injections are getting more frequent and the pain is more severe. My wife's last shot lasted 2 days. And the pain doctor suggested she should see a surgeon. She did, and they put 4 pins in her back. And it did help. She's a lot better than she was, but she still has some pain. And it'll take 4 to 6 months to heal completely. And the shoulders, we're still getting shots in the shoulder, which that has nothing to do with why we want the permit to sign it. This operation will take 4 to 6 months to heal completely, and we're hoping that does a better job on the pain. As for my problems, they are almost the same as hers because the arthritis problems are the same place in my shoulder and my back, lower back, going down into the legs. Both of us have issues when we try walking or get up or sit down or do stairs. My wife's condition is not as mine. On Friday, 5/17, I received another shot in the back. These are in the spine because of severe pain. This should possibly last a few months, and I will need another shot at some other time. As of right now, the pain isn't that bad. But when it's at its best, if I go 1 to 10, I'm going to say it's at least a 9. Also, when the pain is bad and I'm trying to walk, I have no balance, and this becomes another issue. And this is a brief summary why we were asking you for a handicap sign. Yeah. Again, up and down the steps is a problem for me. And thank you for considering it. Ronald and Charlotte Linder. If you have any questions, we'd answer.
Thank you, Mr. Linedecker.
When was your wife's surgery, Mr. Linedecker? When was your surgery, ma'am?
February, the 29th.
So the 4 to 6 months, you're almost at the end of it, and
I have to go back in August, and she will, or he will, either one of them will let me know what I can do. Can I lift? Can I do the things before? So we're still at a standstill, what I can do and what I can't do.
okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Anyone else?
Dennis Kohler, I live on 26th Street in Northampton, right up from the Powell Company. I was here a couple months ago concerning the truck traffic that comes down. It seemed to ease up a little bit after I was here at the meeting, but now it's getting worse than ever. There was a truck there Monday, Tuesday, I didn't see anything on Wednesday, one on Thursday. And the trucks I'm seeing now are coming from Britain Industries, which is a big mulch producer in Bucks County. So I don't know if that's gonna be an ongoing thing, but basically the trucks are coming down at the same time each day, like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. So I don't know if it's gonna continue all summer, but I just want to make you aware that nothing is really, nothing is stopping, so that's all.
Okay.
Question, the mulch trucks, are they going to the 4840?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, they're coming from Britain Industries, and I looked them up, because usually the other trucks are maybe they are renting the trailer from somebody else.
Hmm.
This one has Britain Industries on it. When I looked it up on the internet, they were a big mulch producer and recyclables in Bucks County.
Thank you.
A question too, and I know that's the street you live on, do you ever take notice, like when you're traveling around, do you see those same trucks utilizing, and I don't know the name of the street, but the one to go into Redner's and kind of go behind, go towards Protocam and a straight shot right back to that pallet company?
That I would notice.
You've never
All I
noticed
know
it,
is that the,
they're coming down
and then
yours.
The pallet company trucks use the Redner's entrance and exit to go in and out.
Okay,
But all the outside truckers.
Are
wherever
coming
they're
on your
from,
street.
Usually through the GPS, if they're coming from Walnutport area, they see the left turn, the GPS will direct them, come right down.
straight down,
26th.
okay, thank you.
So I don't know, and the sign is on 26th Street, so once they make the turn, they're committed.
Mm-hmm,
So there's no backing up or anything like that.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the trucks don't come at like 3:30, because after the pallet comes out, if somebody was to come down, and they were going up.
There's nowhere to go.
It could be a mess.
Yeah.
So,
That, there's parking on both sides of of the street.
it's only parking on one side,
There's no parking on one side, okay,
yeah.
okay,
So if one car is coming up, like people go to Renner's, they come back and they want to alleviate the, don't go up Renner's
Right,
way, they'll
right.
come up 26th Street.
correct.
If a car is coming down 26th Street, you sort of have to gauge, can I go down
Mhm.
or not?
Mhm.
And if they're both coming, you look for where there's nobody parked,
Right,
so they can duck in there
Right.
while another car can go by.
okay.
Is that, my
It's
question,
Go ahead.
is that something that we should, reach out, like, we have the same problem with FedEx all over town, that we should go to the mulch, the place back there, and have them notify these outside things, before we put up a sign or get an ordinance to put up a sign that the heavy truck shouldn't be going down there, which could be an avenue, I would believe. But I think first we should probably approach them and say, they know who they are when they're coming in, and make sure their vendors are.
It wouldn't hurt to try.
Start by contacting them. I know going against these bigger companies is like talking to the bottle of water here, but it's worth a shot to reach to them first, tell them that that's not their entrance or construction entrance, or whatever you wanna call it, and give them a specific route of how they should
So
be.
you want them to
entering.
use Held Drive is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. We'll take care of that.
Okay?
Maybe it'll work,
Maybe.
maybe it won't.
I doubt it, but that's worth a shot.
It's a start, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
Thank
sir. Moving on to President's Report. Only thing I have tonight is I would like to say publicly, thank you to the pool staff, our swimming pool staff. They are really doing a great job. Pool is clean, it's being used. But what I see when I sit in my chair are children and adults making memories, grandparents making memories with their children. It's beautiful to see. I know that certain people don't like the pool, but I have to tell you, I enjoy the pool. Come on out, people, bring your children and just make memories. Also, it popped in my head today about the MS4 project. What are we doing with that? And how do we stand with that project?
We ran into a bit of a snag at one point because we needed property easements. That was, in time gone by, they have filtered in by now. I have spoken with the people at Gilmore Associates who were directing this, and I will have to get back on a horn with them again.
Okay. It just didn't go away.
No, and it will not.
Okay.
Everybody wants that perfect stream like in the wilds of Wyoming,
And why can't we have it?
because we don't live
Oh,
there.
we don't live in Wyoming, okay. Thank you. Moving on to mayor's report.
Thank you. I echo your sentiments about the pool staff. I see there's much more activity up there, to the credit of the borough to have the pool in such a fantastic condition. And to council president's comments about creating memories, boy, it does take you back to the days when mom gave us 50 cents, send us up to the pool with all the other neighbor kids, and you'd be there till 4:35, 6 o'clock some nights. And the pool was our rec center back then. And every neighborhood kid was there, and we have a lot of great memories that we still share this day, so thanks for that. With the hot weather, we've had to put the Hometown Hero banner hanging, which will be in next week, and the Monarch Butterfly Way Gardens on hold right now. We have 3 gardens in progress, and they are beautiful, and they're going to be really expanding as we go on with the summer. So we have that going on there. And just if you see the Public Works Department out in your neighborhood, please take them some cold water or give them some shade for a little while, because they're out there in this weather too, and they're doing a heck of a job keeping this borough nice, clean, and neat. So to the Public Works Department, thank you for that also. And next week, as we do the Monarch Butterfly and the Hometown Hero banner, we'll coordinate that with Borough Manager Leroy and see what we can do and get those all taken care of as soon as possible, while still maintaining top shelf maintenance across the borough. So thank you for that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Solicitor's report.
I have nothing at this time.
Thank you. Reports from committees. We'll start with administration and finance.
Thank you. On June 11th, the residents of Kirkland Village toured the Atlas Museum. Fuzzy Unicam USA donated $2,000 to the Atlas Museum, Cement Museum. As always, the board is extremely grateful for this generous donation. Junior councilperson Mason Smolnick started his summer internship at the borough office the week of June 10th. He has already become the valued member of the team. And there was 217 live stream views on June 6th meeting. And a report.
Thank you. Building, Land, and Recreation, Ms. Haldeman.
Thank you. Work on the gardens at Canal Street Parkway is underway. They will be a beautiful addition to our borough. The Northampton Exchange Club will be hosting their annual Community Days event from July 17th through July 20th. The event will conclude with fireworks on Saturday, July 20th. And pool passes are still available and can be purchased at the rec center. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Stone, Code and
Yes.
Police.
Thank you. We received the code enforcement report and the code income report for May. As of May, the rental property compliance rate was 97%, which is up from the 92% in April. I saw that there were some steps, I guess, it's court cases, real quick if I might, for the other 3%. Do we know where we're at with those, or are we just still
I
waiting?
saw a bunch of certified letters go out today. They are probably being referred to the district magistrate.
Okay. Also, the Northampton Police Department, May's report, they had 552 dispatches, they had 140 incident reports filed, and 21 active investigations completed. End of report.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Fire and Health, Mr. Donahue.
Thank you.
Enclosed in your packet is the health officer's report for the month of May and the minutes for May 28th meeting. The fireman's parade will be held on Saturday, July 20th at 5:30 p.m. The route will be the same as prior years. There are still openings for Northampton Fire Department Summer Camp being held from July 8th through July 12th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The cost is $25 for children ages 12 through 15. On June 29th, the Northampton Fire Department will be participating in the Waldeport Truck Dedication Parade. For the health report, there was 4 licenses renewals, and there are 3 food vendor licenses at the farmer's market currently. End of my report.
Thank you, sir. Public Works and Sewer, Mr. Glassick.
Thank you. Public Works, the Atlas Machine and Welding has reported that there is significant damage to our canopy and the front door on the portable band trailer. In order to rent this out safely for next year, it will cost a minimum of $20,000 for this repair. In the meantime, we are going to be removing the front door and making those that are scheduled to rent this for the remainder of the year aware of this current change. Primarily, preliminary work has still continued on the 21st Street Pump House, which is still waiting the VFD's variable frequency drive for the official restoration to begin. End of report.
Thank you, Mr. Glassick. Moving on to unfinished business. Okay, and we'll start with ordinance number 1231.
Ordinance number 1231 is an ordinance of the Borough of Northampton that directs the installation of no parking here to corner on both sides of Lincoln Avenue at the intersection of Station Alley, directing the installation of a stop sign for southbound traffic on Poplar Street at the intersection with Stark Street, and for the installation of signage restricting truck traffic to local deliveries only on Howerton Road between East 4th and East 10th Streets, and on East 4th Street between Main Street and Howerton Road.
Do I have a motion for this ordinance?
I make a motion with a hallelujah.
I second that.
Second.
I need a second by Mr. Knopf.
We have to
Wait.
frame the motion, so a motion to approve,
Oh, ordinance 1231.
approve advertisement?
Oh, they advertise it.
Oh, no, no.
This
I'm
was
sorry.
advertised.
Okay, apologies, go ahead.
Really?
No, you're fine.
I'm okay. You could mess me up here. You're having, the motion is made by Mr. Glassick, second by Mr. Knopf. Do I have any questions?
Question.
Question, go ahead.
So will we be able to write citations then for this after if they're parking in those areas? Because
Yes.
normally we were not allowed to because of the yellow, correct? Okay, thank you.
It could get ugly.
Well, it's about time that we hold people accountable for, safety and stuff in our town. So
Yes,
I have
sir.
no issue with that.
Thank you. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution number 824.
Let me see what I do with my notes here.
I think this is easy, huh?
Resolution 8-24 is a resolution of Borough Northampton adopting the River Central Multi-Municipal Comprehensive Plan. This has been through the ringer for quite some time, and what we have here was reviewed by our solicitor and found to be in accordance with the original intent of the organization.
Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 824?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Haldeman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Stone? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider request for permission to advertise ordinance number 1232.
I am seeking permission to advertise ordinance 1232, an ordinance of the Borough of Northampton approving appointment of a solicitor for the purpose of collecting unpaid claims and setting interest, attorney fees, and collection fees to be assessed for claims on delinquent municipal accounts for garbage.
Do we have a motion to advertise for ordinance 1232?
Motion.
Motion made by Mr. Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Donahue. Questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Is
Ms.
this
Hall.
something we have to do every year that,
We have to do it periodically.
periodically, okay.
And this is with Portnoy Law Associates.
I saw that, and are the, I'm sorry, are the, like, the charges and the fees, are they reviewed?
Reasonable?
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're, okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Those are my questions.
Second question on a follow-up is that, so reasonable is this, by the governed by law that we have to go with these rates, or we can increase them if we need to?
We are paid for the original cost of the garbage collection, the penalty that is applied in April, and any interest that is accrued. Everything else goes to Portnoy Law Associates.
Okay.
People can avoid that by paying their garbage bills.
Are we paid and credited for the issues that you have with the sanitation company itself? I know when you put in complaints and you bill back charge them, are those followed up on?
I'm sorry, I don't, could you
Was it
say
when-
that?
When a company, when they have complaints that they didn't pick up or whatever?
Oh, that.
Do those back charges to them, do those get followed up?
They were fined one time to the tune of about $46,000. Since that, every time we get a miss, it's picked up usually the same day.
Okay.
They have become very obedient.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider a request for handicap parking space.
Okay, we have received a request from a resident in the area of 1601 Washington Avenue for a handicap parking space. Police Chief Brian Kadingo recommends approval of this request.
What is your motion for this parking space? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
By Mr. Donahue, do I have a second?
Motion.
By Mr. Knopf. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider request for handicap parking space.
Okay, we have received a request from the residents in the area of 23 West 4th Street for handicap parking space. Police Chief Brian Kendingo recommends rejection of this request, however, council has the final say.
Make a motion.
To reject this, you're making a motion to reject this
No,
parking?
to approve it. Oh,
His
sorry.
recommendation is to.
Okay, sorry.
There's two of them in there.
Yeah.
But the motion would be to
Reject.
approve it.
You could frame your motion either way, but you have to state your motion,
Okay.
just so it's clear.
Okay. So the chief recommends that we reject it. What is your motion?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong page here. I'm looking for the one that was approved. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
I need a motion here, guys. One way or the other.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve.
To approve,
Approve the rejection or?
No, approve the request.
approve the request. I have a motion to approve this request. Do I get a second?
Second,
Mr. Glassick, any questions?
questions.
Go ahead.
You know, first of all, we asked the chief of police to do a lot of this due diligence for us, and we have to stick by it. It's very hard to go against his directions here. I feel you came in with a very valid point, but yet there is things that we need to stick by and understand. So, just because we approved it, this does not mean that you still are gonna get this, because we're voting on it. But I want you to understand that this is a serious thing, because we cannot put handicap spots all over. We have an elderly resident base in our town, and it makes it very tough. And you're fortunate to have a garage or an area in the back of your house that you can at least walk to. If your surgery is only gonna go to August and we can get a temporary thing, I don't wanna have questions right now, but we would gladly do a temporary thing. But I think both, Councilman Stone and myself see the importance of doing this, and we're gonna approve this, but that does not mean it's gonna get approved for you to get it. And I wanna understand, because we asked the chief to do these kind of things, and we gotta respect his direction throughout our whole town, not just on 4th Street.
Absolutely.
So thank you for understanding that.
So the motion is to approve
Yes.
the handicap parking space, is that
Yes.
correct?
That is correct.
And I have a second. Do you have any other questions?
Am I?
You have a question?
I do, as usual, but my question, to take this a little further, is we just approved one. Can I ask the chief of police to explain why he approved that one and this one does not qualify, as I like to follow, as we all do, like to follow? Am I missing something, Mr. Glassick?
The picture's in there and
The
stuff.
picture?
Yeah.
Can I have his words anyway? Do you mind if
Yeah,
I?
no, not at all.
Sure, with the first handicap request, the reason I included the picture, that building is basically almost right up to the property line on all 4 corners. So there is no off-street parking, period. With Mr. Leindecker's request, again, I just report what's down there and report the ordinance. He is correct. There are a lot of steps. His mobility is limited, so is his wife's. There's actually somewhat of a, I would even say, a decline, if you will, in the way his sidewalk is. I understand everything he says. I just provide the council what I see and what the ordinance tells me. And yes, he does have a garage, but in the end, like the ordinance says, the council has final authority.
But the ordinance also gives you the parameters under which makes somebody eligible and ineligible. And it's a distance from parking to the home,
Within 100 feet, is that what
And-
it is?
Yes.
so their situation does fall under the guidelines of the ordinance.
Their situation, the way their property is set up, and that unfortunately, I have no interest in this. I
Right.
sympathize with him, and I would not probably want to even walk those at my age in the ice or snow or anything, any kind of inclement weather. But just strictly with the garage requirement, that's the only thing that would disqualify him. Everything else is, he fits for.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor to approve the handicap spot?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, I'm opposed.
You're opposed?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Consider resignation request.
Part-time police officer Jeremy Kale is requesting his resignation from the Northampton Borough Police Department effective immediately.
Do I have a motion to approve this resignation?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Haldeman,
Second.
by Mr. Glassick. Questions? That leaves us down to one part-timer, correct?
Yes.
Who would that be?
Never mind. We need to get him to move up. No, I'm sorry. No more questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider request for South Whitehall Township.
South Whitehall Township is requesting the use of the portable band trailer on Saturday, September 28th. They are holding a free community event from 8 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. They will be required to pay the rental fee of $300, delivery and setup fee of $150, and will be required to provide a certificate of insurance naming the borough as additionally insured.
Do I have a motion to approve this?
Make a motion.
By Mr. Knopf, do I have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Hall, under questions, I have a question. If the band shell has damage, and we're aware of the damage that it has, why would we want to continue to rent it?
We have already contacted all the people that we have promised the band trailer to for the rest of the season, and they are all aware that the door will be off.
Okay, but this is a new request, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
And they also are aware of it, and they still wish to pursue this.
So it's just really less rain protection, they don't,
Yeah,
the overhang.
the
part that
door
goes up,
opens up like so.
That won't be on.
And the stage comes out like this, so if it rains, the people out here are gonna get wet. If it's real sunny, they're gonna get fried. But they can go back here and they'll still be under cover.
It says on the damage is that it's the canopy and the door. And we're,
Yeah.
we're removing the door, so it's still gonna be able to be safe and used,
Yes.
just not protected from weather.
It still has electricity, it still has the pull-out risers that will serve as a stage.
How are they keeping the risers? They're just gonna modify something to keep the risers?
They're gonna strap them in, and if that doesn't work, if
Yeah,
we lose a
understood.
couple on the road, we'll put them on a truck.
Catch them on the way back.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I'm only kidding.
I'll just go with you.
It's assuming it's insured, we could fix this?
For about $20,000, yes.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't know how far you
It's a lot
wanna
of
pursue
rentals.
that. To buy a new one, they're about 130 to 160,000.
I guess our renting days are gonna be over.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
Okay.
There's always the band shell for us.
Yeah.
Could always go with a canopy and get rid of the door.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider request of the Northampton Exchange Club.
Northampton Exchange Club is requesting the use of the Canal Street Pavilion for their annual picnic on September the 14th. They are asking that any and all fees be waived.
Do I have a motion to honor this request?
Motion.
Made by Mr. Glassick. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Canal. Any questions?
Comment. I just think people have to realize what the Exchange Club does for this town and how much they give to us and donate their time and efforts that they're at all support. This is normally not the thing that we do, waive these things, but for this case and this organization, for what they give back, I think it's the right thing to do.
Correct.
That's what's my comment.
Any other comments from this side? Okay. No comments or questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider the summer meeting schedule.
In the past, council has held only one meeting during the months of July and August on the third Thursday of the month. If that is the wish of council, a motion must be made to cancel the first meetings of those months because we advertise those meetings in the paper. If council decides to have two meetings in July and August, an allowance must be made because the first Thursday is July the 4th. I would suggest July the 3rd, which is a Wednesday, and my son's birthday.
Well, quite frankly, I'm against this, but I have to move on. Do I have a motion?
The motion could be either to schedule just one meeting or to reschedule a July 4th meeting for July 3rd.
I make a motion to reschedule the meeting for July 3rd and hold two meetings in the month of July and the month of August. like
Yes, ma'am.
we have done, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Second.
ma'am. I almost followed you.
Who was that, Trevor?
The motion was made by Judy Haldeman, and second by Mr. Stone. Any other questions? So we'll meet July 3rd, two meetings in
July
July,
18th.
two meetings in August, two meetings in September. We're meeting,
There's too much important stuff
Correct.
going on for us to.
yeah,
If I may comment,
maybe.
may I?
Yeah, July 1st, the first Thursday
Yes.
is, July 1st, August 1st, the first Thursday is August 1st. That's my birthday.
Well, we're still gonna make you work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it, I know.
Yeah,
You
wait,
should have retired July
Nose to the
31st.
grindstone.
Attorney Stephanie has a comment.
I just want to note that I will be unavailable on July 3rd, and I will have to double check with my office. We may have difficulty providing a solicitor for that meeting.
That would be nice.
Tentatively, though.
Can you send Attorney Pinella?
No, he is no longer Attorney Pinella. He is in fact His Honor,
Well, he would come.
Judge Pinella. But I just wanted you to know that I will unfortunately be unavailable, and I will do my best to arrange coverage, but it may be a challenge.
Okay,
So, with that information.
with that information, okay. So,
Did we ever cancel a meeting due to no
okay,
solicitor?
let's see where we're gonna go
Is
with
there
that.
another date? that
Any
they
other
would be
questions with this? What?
available? Would there be another date that are
Would
available
you
so that
be
we can
available
continue
the
to have the
5th?
second meeting?
Oh, no, definitely not. We're not
I'm
available the
Friday.
third. definitely
Not available
the
that
fifth.
week.
Yeah.
I am available the other Thursdays of the month of July.
Okay.
If we don't have a solicitor, we just can't make certain recommendations of things that we need her advice for, we have to move forward.
We could do that,
Yeah.
but let's see.
There you
My
go.
apologies.
Here you go.
Hey, you
Okay.
need everyone needs a vacation.
First.
I'm available.
Well, we still, are we gonna meet the 18th? That's still, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna keep the first one.
How about the 10th?
Ninth?
9th?
We need that one.
I could do the ninth, well, potentially do the ninth or the tenth.
What if we
I'm not
just did the
able to
11th and
access
the
my
18th?
calendar
Can we
here.
still just move forward with the
Yes.
third, and if she can't get
We'll
somebody,
do
we
the
can
third.
cross that over?
We'll have to.
Okay,
it.
Chad.
And if we can't get anybody, we save that money.
That's a good point.
For Leroy's
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, for Leroy's Bears party.
Yeah, buy me a present.
There you go.
Okay, well, the 10th would work for
I like
Miss
cigars.
Stewart too. Okay,
Okay, the motion is to reschedule the July 4th meeting for July 3rd,
Correct.
tentative,
10th.
or just, and we'll deal with it if we have to.
Okay, thank you.
Is that-
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
We never voted on you. Changed
That, the way you rephrased the motion was, it didn't include all of the aspects of,
What I said,
Okay, do we need to
The
run that
vote
one
was to
again?
change the schedule, to
to have two
to
meetings.
have two
No.
meetings, and then we went off on to changing the date. So we never finished up with
Okay, we
having
have
the
to
two.
do,
Am I correct?
you are correct.
okay, tell
What?
me how to go.
Well,
Come
now,
on, follow us here, Leroy.
Huh?
Follow us. The motion was to change, to have one or two meetings. And then we went off on to
No,
the,
no, the motion was to reschedule. We already advertised in the beginning of the year that the first and third Thursday will be meetings throughout the year. If we were going to only have one, we would have had to advertise that there's only gonna be one. All we have to do is advertise now that it's going to be on a different date.
I would just
Oh, that's
ask
not-
Councilperson Haldeman to restate her motion.
Okay,
I'd like Attorney Stephanie, I make the motion that we have two meetings per month and that the first meeting be scheduled on July 3rd.
Well, we already have 2 meetings a month.
So, okay, so then then
that's-
my apologies in terms of the wording of this. I interpret this and what, President Kutzler said, I thought there was an issue with having two meetings, because that had been a discussion in past years, but now I understand. We did, because you're correct, last year I remember too, we voted on this and we had two meetings, so that became more of the routine again
Well,
then,
the thing that would have been voted on would have been
just to have the July.
to not
To move it.
only have one meeting. I mean, if we advertise in the beginning of the year that there are meetings on the first and third
Right,
Thursday of
right,
every month,
right.
we don't have to change that.
Okay,
correct.
Okay.
The only thing we
Sure.
have to change is the fact that it's not going to be on Thursday the 4th.
okay,
It's going to be on another date, like we do for the Halloween parade.
great, okay.
That is absolutely true. It's also true that you framed your motion differently than that. But as we stand, There will be a meeting on July 3rd, there will be a meeting on July 18th, and then 2 meetings in August.
Yep.
Okay, very good. We're good.
Okay. Gotcha. So I don't have to do another motion.
We do not.
Okay. That was tough.
We're good.
Okay.
Here we go.
I think Leroy did that to us just on purpose. Moving on to reports from council, starting with Mr. Hall.
Again, okay. The police chief has been keeping some guys up there and monitoring the alley, when he has time. The traffic off of 21st has been a little better. It goes in spurts. Also, they did, reinstall the pole by Asante's that was taken out months ago. I guess getting it concreted in, Mr. Glassick knows how that goes. It could take forever and a day to get that done, but at least the pole's in, the wire's not hanging on the directional street, lamppost and everything. Any word, I know this came up a couple months ago on the PPO pole in that corner, on the opposite corner, on Harhar's corner. For the streetlight, that's missing.
I have not heard anything.
So, maybe something we can look into to see if that's ever gonna happen. Maybe they're just never gonna put one back up there, or.
You're talking about the one right at Harhart's corner there?
Correct.
Okay. Northeast
No,
corner.
northeast corner. There's a cone sitting over the remnants of the stump of the pole. And, I think that's all that I have at this point.
That's it?
Enjoy the summer. Hot weather.
Are you off?
I know.
The rest of the summer?
Yeah.
First
Thank
day of
you.
summer.
He's,
Yeah, I gotta be, that's why I didn't vote on that.
Mr. Stone.
Have as many meetings as you want.
yes, thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Linedecker, thank you for coming out, today. It's not often that we go against Chief Kadingo's, recommendations, but I think that you coming here and pleading your case really went a long way, in the vote. So again, I thank you for coming, and, I'm glad that the vote went in your favor. I read, the Kedawang, is that who it is? I was actually really impressed by, his letter, and thank you for the visit to the Atlas Museum, so I was actually quite impressed by that, and I'm also, even more impressed that he's a grad student at UPenn, so kudos to him. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Boots and Unichem USA for their donation of $2,000 to the Atlas Museum. And I wanted to congratulate Mason Smolinek on his summer internship at the borough office. And now that he's working at the borough office, I'm fully expecting to see his resume come across for the borough manager position. I'd be disappointed if I didn't see it. So, also, we talked a little bit about pool capacity. What is our pool capacity?
Right off the top of my head, I don't know. It's probably somewhere over 600, however.
All right, and we would have to have a certain number of lifeguards to be able to handle that? I mean,
Yes. we
and
have-
so if it was at full capacity of 600, are we properly staffed for that?
Absolutely.
We are, on any
Yes.
given day. So,
I
some
think
of our
we have
neighboring,
19 altogether.
but I'm saying for an event that we would have 600 people were
Yeah,
staffed.
we have
on a
7
daily
lifeguard
basis.
stations that are manned. and
So, I mean, some of our neighboring townships have, especially like today and tomorrow, have it to where residents are free because of the extreme temperature. Would we be able to consider something like that here in Northampton? Just putting that question out there. No?
If it would be something council would wish, we could do it. I would
Well,
not,
obviously,
I
we
would
would
not
have to-
recommend it.
We would have to plan for it and all that kind of stuff, make sure we have the right amount of lifeguards. I'm just kind
We
of
could
putting it
be-
out there.
We could
because-
be overwhelmed.
Well, it wouldn't be indefinite, it would just be on the days that it's extremely hot, like today and possibly
90s in the
tomorrow,
90s.
so.
And may I ask, Mr. Stone, are you, Councilman Stone, are you talking about borough residents, or are you talking about opening it up to
Oh, no,
anyway, 'cause
borough
that-
residents only. This
So-
would not be, it wouldn't be advertising for non-residents.
And, you know, that's where, if I can jump in with a
Sure,
comment, that
absolutely.
I see that they're doing it, and I also think it's a great idea. But having had multiple conversations with Mr. Bropes, many times about the pool, which is one of his favorite topics, my concern lies with the responsibility we put on the staff, asking them where the person lives, and putting young adults, mature, good kids, but in a position where they're asking an individual who may not show them the respect back, unfortunately. They may, but they may not. And put them in a difficult position in terms of, do you live in town or not? Because I support it too. It is stinking
yeah.
hot out there, and,
We
you know,
would
why
have
not
to-
let them use the
We would have to have
pool?
some
But
sort
yeah,
of system to be able
okay.
to identify residents. and
Moving forward, I
non-residents.
think it's a great
Maybe they bring proof of residency.
residence, right?
I mean, so anyway, maybe something to consider going forward. I don't know.
I support that moving
Yeah.
forward, looking into different options of how we could potentially do it on those days.
What about the park company doing their showers again like they did a couple of years ago?
Yeah, they did that last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Ms.
End
Haldeman,
report. Thank you.
Sorry, and
No, no,
I
no.
apologize for
No,
taking that
absolutely.
thunder.
are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
I digress. I'm good.
Ms. Haldeman,
Mr. and Mrs. Linedecker, I apologize. I'm glad the motion passed in your favor. I have just made a position of my own that I will follow basically the letter of the law and not kind of show a favoritism, but I believe the chief of police, you know, in his own words, was saying you obviously have justifiable reasons. So I am glad it passed, but I stand behind my vote. But good for you. I also want to thank the cement company for their donation. We appreciate that. And I had a chat the other day with our code enforcement who are running ragged, doing a great job with the town. And Mr. Noblock made some very good points about the work and the effort that is out there with all of the demands. So I want to thank them for the effort they're putting into following up with our concerns as we've all sent them to them, and going out and searching out issues on their own. So that is all I have. Thank you.
thank you. Mr. Cannell,
I really don't have nothing at this moment.
thank you. Mr. Glassick?
I'm never lost for words, am I? So, I did say in the beginning of the thing, I'm sorry that everybody missed the memo about the Hawaiian shirt night. I thought that was tonight. So for those that are in the live streaming, you can see that's why I wore a Hawaiian shirt, because we thought we were all gonna wear Hawaiian shirts. And no, we did not send it out, Mr. Hall, sorry. I do have a couple things. Again, as everybody said to Mr. and Mrs. Linedecker, we're glad that we could help you. Again, we're sometimes in a very tough situation, but we definitely wanna do the right thing for people, especially residents if we can, but as Ms. Haldeman said, we have to live by the law too a lot of times, and that's what makes it very tough and difficult. So, thank you, I'm glad that we could help that. Leroy, I guess these are some questions that I'm gonna ask you about, and they're gonna be some tough questions. The water issue on 4th and 5th Street, have we done anything? And
Yes.
I know there was great follow-up, and have we communicated it to the resident herself?
Yes,
Thank you.
Jerry spoke with her just today. We are waiting, our engineer has some personal issues with his family that he needs to take
Okay.
care of. Once he's freed, we're taking him down there. Some things have come to light. Some of what got into the sewer may have come from her landscaping.
Well, it's always interesting, you know, there's 3 sides to every story.
Yep.
Yours, mine, and the truth is in the
But
middle.
we are working on it. We cambered the storm sewer line out front. It's that.
All we can say is that we're doing things and looking forward.
We are doing due diligence.
Thank you, that's great. So the next one would be the fence issue over there at the new Willowbrook, where the gentleman would like to put a fence, and I know Mr. Sorensis did an outstanding job explaining with his email and following the guidance, but.
Council does have an option, and if you would like it, we could put it as an agenda item to allow him to put the fence in the easement area. It has been done in the past.
Yes, it has been.
However, he would need to understand that that fence goes up at risk. If we need to get in there for any reason whatsoever, we will not be very gentle in removing it.
And I'm gonna make sure that's clear, but at least we did our due diligence again and informed him as a resident that came here in good faith. He has done an outstanding job cleaning up that area, and I thought that was great too, so we will look at.
Okay, so if you would like, I'll put it on as an agenda item for the next meeting. Whether it passes or not is up to council.
Okay, the next one will be the builders in that Willowbrook Farms, and I think there's residents here that might have, something that they talked about a couple meetings ago, about sinking in their driveway and things like that. Have we contacted any of the builder, in that area?
I don't know, did Jerry refer that to you?
No, Jerry was handling that.
No.
Okay. Has anybody gotten back to you?
They came, they told me they came, you know, he's handicapped. They rang the doorbell, and he tried to answer them, and they left. They didn't even give him time, you know.
This was the builder?
I think it was K Builders.
Yes, okay.
And he's been trying to get in touch with them, and they've been avoiding him.
So then they'll say they followed up and nobody answered. Okay, thank you. I know you're not supposed to ask, but they were here at our previous meeting and
Oh, yeah.
talking about this situation. And I do wanna thank, the Holtzman family or the cement company for their donation, but also have we taken a look at their grass area that
It's been
needs
cut,
to
I
be-
understand.
It has been cut?
I understand it has been.
Ms. Haldeman shaking her head no.
Well, that area that I talked about, that sidewalk, like, I'm gonna call it a sidewalk area, from about 27th up through.
Oh, up
hitting
there.
out-
That may
just
not
area.
be there.
That's, it's, the sign says hold, I looked
Oh, it
again, but
does?
it does say
What's the address?
wholesome, the quarry. Well, I don't know that it has it, Leroy, you know better than I.
But the gentleman that was here that
For
had
the
the
field
complaint,
area.
where the field that used to
That
be
was-
Suicide Hill.
Yes,
And, that area where the condominiums are.
yes,
To my knowledge, that
That's
has
been
been
cut.
cut.
yeah,
We can jump on them about the
and
other.
this was added to it as a new piece, in all fairness, it was added more recently.
Just
But
trying to follow up on some of our
Yeah,
stuff from our
yeah.
previous meetings. And then, again, as Ms. Haldeman said, I'd like to thank the code enforcers. They are going out there, they're explaining things in my request for weeds and gutters and stuff like that, and how some of the things in the gutters are not our residents, but, you know, if obviously you can take care of it, we'd appreciate it. We have enough burden on our public works crews to keep our streets and parks and recs and things like that in running order. But if you could, please take care of the gutters. I know it's not your responsibility, but your grass and your trees that are hanging over are, and they're doing a due diligent job, the code enforcers trying to follow up on things. So that is all I have, and the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Donahue?
Thank you. I'd like to give a thanks to Public Works for finally getting a no parking sign on Vienna Street. Hopefully it doesn't go missing like the last one. Same thing with code enforcement. They've been doing a good job this last month. On the report for the last month, there was 34 complaints. 21 of them were,
What was that?
34
How many?
complaints.
34 complaints, 20 of them for high weeds and grass. Unfortunately, next report will have a repeat offenders on it. Hopefully we can do something about repeat offenders, because it seems people don't cut their grass and weeds until they get letters from the borough. And last but not least, Leroy, the Opticom at 9th and Main in the southbound lane. I don't think it's working properly. An ambulance went by me the other day, and theirs was on, but it did not change the traffic light.
Oh, the emitter.
Yeah, the emitter, yes.
Southbound 9th and Main.
Correct.
I'll send that into Telco.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
I already spoke, but thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing else I can do all the time.
Attorney Stefan?
I only want to apologize for my unavailability on July 3rd, and I look forward to the next meeting following that meeting on my return. Thank you.
Okay. We'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
Ken's off the rest of the summer.
Okay. Leroy,
Hey, what-
announcements, go ahead.
I only have one. I saw something today I never thought I would see in my life. I was called down to the area of Laubach Avenue between Newport Avenue and Canal Street. We had our sewer camera in about maybe 20 feet between going toward Canal Street from Newport. A line's 18 feet deep. The entire top of the pipe is missing. Above it is a limestone cavern, because you can angle the camera up and look up, and it is gone. We have a feeler out, not a feeler, Rich Ackerman has contacted a person that could prepare a slip pipe to put in. The only problem with that is it would require them to be capable of cutting out a lateral for that house that's on the side where all the weeds are, and the woodworking place on the south side. The alternative to that is to get the people in who did the job in Line Alley and Franklin Street and excavate the entire thing and replace the line with PVC. That would probably cost somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000. I don't have a price yet on the slip pipe, but I'll be researching that tomorrow. If we put that in, we still have the problem of the cavern. We would have to excavate that and fill it in probably with some flowable fill. Or maybe we could even, well, we'll have to examine that possibility if we decide to go with the slip pipe.
So what does the sewer lateral do? It just goes and just sort of dumps in,
No, the sewer lateral
Right, this
goes
way?
into the house.
But I mean, but the opposite way, when it comes out of the house, does it just sort of fall into the place?
No, there are no laterals in that
Oh, they're already
area.
there.
This pipe was put in 1931. It's concrete pipe, and if you sneeze on it, it falls apart. We can't really go in there with a backwash of any kind of magnitude, because we'll blow the pipe apart, then we'll really have a problem. It doesn't what?
No, go ahead,
It doesn't carry all that much right now, but it has to get fixed. It runs parallel with the force main from Stewart Street Pump Station.
So was this part of the pipe that the plan was, when we get the grant, that was gonna
No.
get, this was not gonna be a
No.
pipe that was gonna get
We
in
were
situ
going,
form?
we were going to come down Canal Street. This is where it turns to the left and heads over toward the underpass.
Yeah, okay. So that was not part of it, it was going down the other way, that we're doing the in situ
Yeah.
form?
So with the extra flow that's gonna come in there with this proposed.
This has to be done before,
Proposed apartments. so
before
you would-
the True Blue apartments get rolling. Cause it comes down there.
That's the same.
The line starts at the top up by 13th Street, up by the, Queenship and Mary, and it goes down to Laubach Avenue, turns right, goes over to Canal Street Pump Station, and then pump back up, to the top of the hill at Laubach Avenue and Washington, and goes underneath the siphon chamber to the sewer plant.
You lost me at the sewer plant.
That's where it ends up.
That's very good.
It flows downhill, you know how to do it. But, we have to do some hard thinking on that, I won't know more until tomorrow.
So
But I'm not excited about it a bit.
You're not, because you're retiring in August.
Yeah, but this has to get fixed before that. This is my going away present, thank you very much. That's all I have.
So you'll bring options to the table soon.
Yes, I will. I may need to, if necessary, might have to call a special meeting. I don't want anybody left in the dark.
That would be a good thing. I need a motion by council member to pay the bills. Do I have a motion?
A motion to pay the bills.
By Mr. Stone. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Donahue. Any questions?
Yeah.
I've studied my homework.
Yeah. And after hearing that, I feel bad even asking you about these other questions, 'cause
Go
that's a
ahead.
huge thing, but I'll still ask it. Wolf Enterprises, parking meter, dome, gas, what is that?
That's those plastic domes that go on the top of the parking meter.
$433?
Uh-huh. And that was for 24 and 50 gaskets.
Oh,
They're not cheap.
evidently not. So then, next one down, Allstate Septic, toilet rent. We rented a toilet for $3,485.
That, $925, that was for paw prints on the canal.
Oh, okay, okay,
And 70 is the one that's at King Street, the other was pumping sludge.
okay. Foley Incorporated, a backhoe service for $2,700. Foley Incorporated
That's,
backhoe service,
that was a new set of tires for that puppy.
$2,700 for just. And this is the kind of thing that I try to make aware, you know, not that I'm trying to pinpoint expenses, but how a borough runs and stuff without moving forward. There's a lot of expenses on a day in and day out basis. I will ask about Fraser Advanced Services, that's the printer company that we use. Have we shopped that around lately?
We're in a contract,
For how long?
I think a couple of years, 5 years. Who signed that? Me.
So you'll be taking,
I should be beaten.
you'll be taking that with you on your retirement, we'll get a new one then. How about the Kylie 52 inspection, it was $49.66.
Kylie, where am
I wrote these off.
I? Oh, KEI, that's, key codes. They do our third-party inspections.
Okay. $4,966 for what?
Yep.
Key inspections on what?
Building, plumbing, electrical, mechanical.
Okay.
No, we do our own zoning.
And then the PSI pump station, $12,186.
Let me see.
Is that part of the sewer plan?
PSI pumping solution, oh yeah, that's part of the 21st Street pump station renovation.
Okay.
We budgeted $666,000 for that.
Thank you for answering them.
Sure.
Thank you for sending it too. It's the end of my questions.
That's the end of your questions? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Motion adjourned.
Motion to pay the bills, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Wait a minute. Okay, Hall.
What, you double parked?
Canuck. Who got that
Kenny's
second?
done for this summer.
Donahue.
Kenny's done for this summer.
Favor?
That's it, we're done.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Guys have it. Thank you.